Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Oh, okay, says Moon Lambo here, documenting Saylor. Reposted this tweet from Michael Saylor. Okay, first of all, I'm going to say, can you believe this guy? Only Bitcoin can safely and securely transfer $200,000 on a Sunday for 4 cents. Ridiculous. It's seeming as though many more Bitcoin maxis are coming out and trying to protect their protecting their IP. No, that's not the right term. Protecting their it's not really their investment either. I guess maybe hoping people aren't going to realize how dumb they are. Zafe Crypto here posting this. Bitcoin maxis can't stop talking about XRP. You better understand what you're holding. I guess maybe there are two camps here for Bitcoin maxis. Those that realize the writing is on the wall and, if you can't beat them, join them. Those in that camp. And then those that are doubling down, like Michael Saylor, making ridiculous comments like this. Anyway, I want to show you guys this clip. XRP is like Google in the early days. And guys, these are Bitcoin maxis saying this kind of stuff now. Listen to this.
Cross-border payments almost instantly, without delays, without the fees of traditional banking. They can process billions of dollars in volume at a fraction of the current cost. Also, Trump has just signed the Genius Act, and that has moved, essentially it's taken their ability to utilize their technology, that's taken it from questioning stage to it's doable now, so yeah. There's a lot to that. I'm not going to get into it, but they've also recently applied for a bank license, which would allow them to settle payments with the Federal Reserve directly. So that would even intensify this ability to be this answer to the problem, right? So cross-border payments were at 190 trillion in 2023. So that's how much money was being sent between borders in 2023. Some have estimated that number is going to jump to 290 trillion, 100 trillion more by 2030. So there's going to be a huge, additional market for cross-border payments. And so somebody that could do it faster with less fees, it has a lot of market to cover, a lot of ground to cover. So here, this in summary, if we're in the early stages of crypto, there's going to be major foundational players. I believe Bitcoin is one of them. I think it's proven to be, and that they're going to outlast the rest. Think about back to the early stages of the internet in 1990, and think about Google, think about Yahoo. And obviously Yahoo is kind of fun. They've been slowly chipping away at their foundation over the years and been making stupid decisions, and they're falling, but Google, there have been major players. Well, I don't know. We're not going to get into that. That's just the research that I've done. It's kind of old now, but when it comes to Yahoo, is that they're not making good decisions. But there have been major players in the internet. There's going to be major players, essentially pillars in the crypto world. I believe XRP is one of them. XRP is currently the third largest cryptocurrency. And so it's like you've got Bitcoin, and I think Ethereum is number 2, and then XRP is number 3.
So Troy Black there was talking a little bit about XRP near the beginning of this clip, but you can see he's still a Bitcoin maxi. Bitcoin global adoption is only at 3%, but there are only going to be a handful of cryptocurrencies really that do change the world. And even Brad Garlinghouse has been saying this for years now. I don't know how many times I've mentioned that on this channel. Brad Garlinghouse has been saying that for years. 99% of cryptos are going to disappear. There's only going to be 1% of cryptocurrencies that last the test of time. So it's interesting. Bitcoin maximalists now, in some ways, not necessarily flipping 180%, but realizing that XRP is going to play a large role in this crypto game. Digital asset investor posting this, head of U.S. businesses at 21 shares. This is Federico Brocade here. He says, our XRP and Solana ETFs just crossed $1 billion in assets this year out of Europe alone. Listen to this.
We certainly are seeing demand for non-Bitcoin, non-Ethereum products in Europe. Our XRP and our Solana ETFs crossed $1 billion in assets this year out of Europe. And as you mentioned, smaller markets, you can only imagine what that would look like in the US once those products are approved of strategies lately, including Ondo, Sui, Doge, as you mentioned, XRP, Solana, as well as 2 index products as of last Friday, looking to track the top 10 crypto assets globally. And so for us, really, it all comes down to giving investors this optionality and this level of choice where they can express their views on certain assets and use the ETF as a vehicle to do so in a really, like I mentioned earlier, low cost, safe, and transparent way.
And that is probably just a hint of what is yet to come. So XRP and Solana ETFs crossed $1 billion in assets out of Europe. You can only imagine what this will look like in the United States once those products are approved. So, we talked a little bit about, I think it was in yesterday's video, It was either yesterday. Oh, no, yeah, it was yesterday. $5 billion in 1 month. Okay, we had Stephen McClurg suggest that that could be the inflows for an XRP ETF in the first month that they are released. If you guys didn't catch this video, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. We're already seeing those European inflows go into XRP and Solana ETFs. Phil Kwok here from EZA saying very impressive growth on the XRP Ledger. Fastest increase in real-world assets compared to other blockchains driven by Ripple's RLUSD. If you guys didn't catch the video I did this morning, I talked a little bit about Bob Way and his, I guess it's a prediction. Yeah, it's a kind of a prediction. He's essentially saying that it's going to be about the banking licenses and all these RL stablecoins that Ripple releases that's really going to bring more demand for XRP and more demand on the XRP Ledger. And if you guys didn't catch that video, I'll link it up here. So he says, and this is just the beginning. We're working at Easy A Labs, and this will send the thing skyrocketing. But guys, take a look at XRP Ledger dominance up 32.27%, the largest increase for all of these networks. The total value is 243.2 million. So it's not the largest network by any means, but guys, it has increased the most within the last, I guess, 30 days. Yeah, within the last 30 days. So we are seeing very impressive growth on the XRP Ledger. This is the beginning of the level regulatory playing field. Utility is coming, XRP is coming from Digital Asset Buy. The level regulatory playing field that they've tried to stop for so long has arrived. Finally, the free market gets to decide which asset is going to go to number one.
I was looking at the index, and it looks like it's roughly 77% Bitcoin, 10% Ethereum, and sort of 6% XRP, and then kind of Solana and a couple others. But really curious to hear kind of like how has the index sort of evolved over time? Like, has it gone? Because obviously, like in 2017, there was far less investable assets than there are sort of today.
Yes.
And I'm just like really kind of curious, like over the 9 years, how, was it kind of like 99% Bitcoin when it started and then it's sort of fallen, or what are the trends and stuff like that?
Yeah. So, and this is part of any emerging technology. Okay. So you have this, transition, you have this shift over time, between assets. Some assets go to zero. There's a lot of experimentation happening. It's too soon to call the winners. This is not different, from how the internet was back in the 90s. So if you look at the NASDAQ 100, from the top 10 holdings of the NASDAQ 100 in 1999, only Microsoft has retained its position on the top 10. So this is normal for for the tech space. It's normal to, if you look at like in 5 years, 10 years horizon, there's a shift around this. And this is very normal. In crypto, this is way faster because this ecosystem is evolving in an exponential rate, way faster than the internet evolved in the 90s. But so it's very natural. So that's why we have designed a methodology that is evolutive and dynamic. Okay, so the idea is to replicate and reflect the market, however the market is. So the index started with 5 assets and 90% concentration on Bitcoin. And it evolved over time, over some bull markets, it went up to 13, 14 assets, and like a 60% weight on Bitcoin. Now it has 9 assets and 70% weight on Bitcoin. So it's designed to reflect whatever the market is. If the market expands, as we believe it will, as a new asset class, this index can have like 20, 50, 100 assets. There's no limit to the number of assets this index can have. On the other side, if the market contracts and the only asset out there is Bitcoin, the index is going to be highly tilted towards Bitcoin. So it's really designed as a benchmark to represent the space, like for passive investment and also for benchmarking.
So what's interesting, how the free market gets to decide which digital asset is going to be number one. If you look at the NASDAQ 100, from the top 10 holdings of the NASDAQ 100 in 1999, only Microsoft has retained its position in the top 10. So, as the crypto market evolves, this list is going to evolve as well. And, some cryptocurrencies are not going to exist anymore. Other cryptocurrencies that may not exist today are going to be in the top 10. So it's really, we're so early, guys. This is why we have to pay attention and, make sure we are keeping our eye on the prize. Make sure we are taking profits as they come, though, too. I mean, you don't want to leave this bull run without a little money in your pocket. Follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you're interested in seeing what I'm doing for this particular bull run. I'm opening up my portfolio to let my Patreon subscribers see the types of coins that I'm trading, at what price points I'm going to be trading at, all that fun stuff over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. And I also just recently rolled back prices. So $5 a month for a limited time, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock in. So I wanted to thank Digital Asset Investor, wanted to thank Phil Kwok, wanted to thank Zafe and Moon Lambo, and Documenting Sailor, and Michael Saylor, I guess, for posting those. Now, I mean, I think it's pretty common knowledge now that Ripple does release escrow at the beginning of every single month, right? The billion escrow. Sometimes some goes back into the escrow if they don't need all of it. And guys, as we're hearing, these types of updates, when it comes to crypto regulation and crypto adoption, even if it isn't directly associated with XRP, even if it's just talking about the entire crypto market, we are seeing inclinations. Well, this one specifically talked about XRP and Solana ETFs getting 1 billion in Europe alone for the year. Then I also talked about this video, how we could see 5 billion in 1 month when it does come to the United States. Guys, we're hearing these inclinations. We're seeing the changes. We're waiting for real-world adoption to occur. Well, then JXRP posted this. Why has Ripple unlocked 1 billion XRP from escrow? Guys, this usually happens at the beginning of the month, but they just did it recently. Yeah, within the last couple of days. This is a screen grab from Whale Alert, and I actually have the Whale Alert. So I had to scroll down here. This is the Whale Alert Twitter X account, and if you scroll down here, let me just show you guys where we saw that there from August. Okay, that was August 10th. August 9th, it was right here. 500. So August 9th, 500 million XRP, worth $1.6 billion unlocked from escrow to an unknown wallet. Another 100 million, worth about $328 million. And then another 400 million, guys, worth about $1.3 billion unlocked from escrow at Ripple. All of these releases, as documented here from Whale Alert, were unlocked from the escrow to an unknown wallet. 500 plus 100 plus 400 equals 1 billion XRP. So is there a reason on August the 9th, Ripple decided to release another billion XRP, guys? What the heck is going on here? Is it another clue that Ripple is getting ready to ramp up real-world utility by Q4 of 2025? Or is it just a coincidence? I mean, the XRP Ledger is seeing the most growth out of the top 10 RWA networks. I'm really curious. I think, all the pieces of the puzzle will add up at some point, but that's just my opinion. And for more opinions on where I think the market's going to go, because it is a moving target, guys, and, even my opinions are changing day to day, just based on what I'm seeing in charts, what I'm hearing in the news. You can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if that's something you're interested in. If you guys are looking for Working Money Channel merch and maybe been sitting on the fence, I am offering 15% off until the end of August. Link is in the description of the video if you guys are interested in that, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.